This is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
This is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we making today?
We're gonna make a pineapple upside down cake.
Well, this recipe is pretty easy. You're actually going to be using a store boxed cake mix as your base. We're going to I have pineapple, and I've laid it out and patted it as dry as you can get it. And that's 1 can of sliced pineapple, maraschino cherries, light brown sugar, and eggs. And the one last ingredient is going to be 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now,
Vegetable oil.
vegetable oil. So what I'm going to do, actually, you look at on your package, some cake mixes call for 2 eggs, 3 eggs. I'm actually using 2. These are like an extra large egg. So I'm only going to be using 2 because you want this cake to be a little bit more dense, not so fluffy, so it'll hold the fruit.
Yeah, and
So I'm using 2, as I said, extra large eggs. If I had regular size, I would most likely use 3 eggs. But you can just follow your cake mix the back of the box.
yeah,
Okay.
and my mom is using a white cake mix versus a yellow, but you could use yellow too.
Yeah, either one.
And these cake mixes are really nice time savers. This is sort of a semi-homemade meal.
So I have the oil and the eggs, and now I'm going to add 1 cup of pineapple juice, and this juice is from the canned pineapple.
Right, you can use it just the pineapple. Right, you use the whole can pretty much. So, Mom, when did you first start using this recipe? Or who made this recipe for you?
I think my grandmother made it, and I've been making it since I've been a teenager.
Right. One thing I do want
So
to
that's
mention,
nice and incorporated.
Right, yeah.
And my own little twist on this is I add a couple of teaspoons or 1 big tablespoon of maraschino juice.
Right. And that just adds, because cherries and pineapple go really great together. But, yeah, so I was thinking about this recipe as we were just discussing whether we were going to do it or not. And this year we went to Disney, and they have a thing down there called the Dole Whip, which is basically like soft serve pineapple ice cream, which is really, really good. And they serve it with pineapple upside down cake or whatever, or regular pineapple cake, I don't remember. But I was thinking, man, it would be interesting if we started to make our own ice cream and do that. So that might be in the works, to be honest, because this summer we actually made a bunch of our own ice cream. And it came out pretty good.
Now I happen to be using an oblong pan. So this is 9 by 13. You can use a round pan. You can use really any kind of pan that you want, as long as you're going to be able to get all of your batter in. Now what I do, excuse me, is take some brown sugar. You can use light or dark brown sugar.
And she's already heavily greased the pan.
Right. And so I'm sprinkling this on the bottom.
Yeah. Because it's going to make sort of like a nice caramelized bottom to it, which will eventually be the top. Which is where the pineapple upside down cake comes from. When you're done with it, you're supposed to, I guess...
Flip it over.
Are you supposed to let it cool at all, or flip it right away?
Well, you let it cool just for a few minutes. You don't want it to set and get cold, because then the sugars are going to stick to the bottom and they're going to pull your pineapple off.
Yeah. And as we did a long time ago, we did an episode of grilled pineapple and ham steaks, and yeah, pineapple and brown sugar go terrific together.
Okay, so I'm gonna place my pineapple in the pan.
Yeah, and just put it as many pineapple as you can get. You know, hopefully we'll be able to fit all of them in here. You know, leave a little bit of space if you got it. You got enough. So for the ones on the end, you might need to split them in half.
Or you can use 2 cans if you want. You'll have extra left over.
Yeah, I mean we're using a regular size canned pineapple thing, so if you find a bigger one, go for it. So then now you're putting the maraschino cherries in the middle, or in the half. And yeah, so this is a fairly easy recipe.
And this is a lovely, it's at any time of the year cake. You know, a lot of people like to have it in the summertime. They serve ice cream with it.
Mm.
And that's it. So now we're going to add our cake batter. And we're just going to pour it all over.
You just want to make sure that you coat practically everything if you can.
We've already preheated our oven.
Yep, it's at 350. The oven is preheated at. Just let you know.
And you're going to bake this at whatever it says on the box for an oblong pan.
Yeah, so for us it's probably maybe, well, we'll keep track
I
for you.
think it's 30 to 35 minutes.
Now you're going to spread that when you get it in. But you want to make sure you get as much as that as you can. And then just kind of spread it around. Because it will rise, of course. But you want to make sure to get every little bit covered. Now there's another recipe similar to this that we're going to do in the future called the pineapple upside down cupcakes. But that uses a different, it's a similar technique but some different ingredients.
Okay.
So we're going to throw this in a 350 degree oven for about a half hour. We'll come and check on it. If it's done early, we'll take it out and we'll show you what it looks like.
Okay, we just took this out of the oven. You see how nice and golden brown? It's pulled away from the side. Gonna check it. Toothpick comes out clean. It's done. So we're gonna let this just sit for a few minutes and then we're gonna flip it. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this over. It's been maybe about 4 or 5 minutes. And I'm gonna bring it over to the island. Okay, so anytime you're doing a flip, you're also saying a prayer. Okay, usually I give one shake.
Oh, very
And
nice.
It came out good.
Yeah. Said a prayer to the god of cakes or whatever.
So this was just perfect to do this.
Yeah, that looks wonderful.
And so now you see the steaming heat is coming up. So we're just going to leave it out and let it cool down because you can't cut it.
Yeah, it's so
So
hot.
I'm going to leave it like this so it'll get some good airflow.
But yeah, look how beautiful it came out. Wow. Nice and brown on the bottom too. Just a lovely looking cake.
And then when we're ready, you can put a little powdered sugar on top, and then slice it. And like I said, you can eat it plain. You can eat it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. This is cooled about 20 minutes or so,
Way
more than that.
Yeah.
And I just pushed it over onto a cutting board. I added a little powdered sugar, and Peter made an observation that when he's seen some pineapple upside down cake, it's a lot browner on top because of the brown sugar. Now you can add as much brown sugar as you want, and so that would give it a more of a darker look with the brown sugar, but we thought that we had enough in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's already so much sugar going into it, and it's just gonna be tasty anyways. So the nice thing about a pineapple upside down cake is it gives you a good portion for squares
Yeah.
for the cake. So we're just gonna cut this one little piece here, and we're gonna eat it because it's gonna be yummy.
It's nice and fluffy.
Yeah. You can see the fluff there.
It's still a tiny bit warm in the middle, but
yeah.
that's okay.
All right, so here's our pineapple upside down cake, which I didn't mention, but it's probably made by Dole. You know what I mean? They originally probably came up with the recipe. They're like, how can we get more pineapple? But yeah, I'm gonna take a little piece of the cake first, then I'll do the pineapple. It's fluffy. Got a nice hint of pineapple in it. It's not too pineapple-y. And now I'm gonna take. Oh, I can't. Cherry's probably my
cherry's his favorite.
favorite part. So here we go. This is the whole deal. And the pineapple kind of breaks up pretty nicely. Mmm. Pineapple's still juicy. The cherries hits the spot. I love it. It's just a terrific cake. A nice sweet cake. Not super sweet.
No.
That's why we didn't put too much brown sugar. But the other thing I wanted to mention before we finish is that if you're looking to do this gluten-free, you can use a gluten-free cake mix. You know, I'm sure they have some out there.
Yeah.
And you can just do it that way. So you got anything else you want to mention?
Enjoy.
No? Yeah. I've been Pete, your Kenshin1913, along with...
Mom,
This has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
enjoy and happy eating.